Craig, you toughed it out in the first half, but showed no professionalism to come home in the second.
Yeah, it was a tough old game all round, but the first half was really tough, and didn't have much footy. I think they had about 22 sets, we had about 15. So it was on the back of I don't know what the penalty count was, 5-1 or something. So that put us on the back foot, and we found it hard to get some field position. But having said that, I thought the boys hung in really good defensively, and just kept chipping away. And our attack, even when we got down there a couple of times in the first half, we just looked like we were a little bit hesitant, a little bit confused on what was going on. But they sorted that out in the second half, and so it was a real good win for us.
What was your message at half time? Just hang in there and...
Yeah, just again, just keep defending like we'd been defending, and again, just make sure the playmakers call the plays and everybody else, realise what their role is and go and do it. Like I say, I just thought we looked a little bit hesitant, perhaps a little bit lacked a little bit of enthusiasm actually to get in position, perhaps. But again, I know some of that would have come on the back of some fatigue as well, So it wasn't, it wasn't too strong stuff at half time, but just a reinforcement. And Cameron and Billy and Cooper, thought the same. So and we sorted it out in the second half. So like I say, I thought it was a real good win. It was a tough win, and we expected a real tough game, and we got it.
Craig, there's some discussion about whether or not Cooper Cronk should be in sin bins.
Yeah, there will be. Yeah, there will be. Oh, what do I think?
Yeah.
What do you think I think? I don't know. I suppose, if Cooper just turned his back, he probably, it would have been okay. He's just heading back towards the ball, but he did grab hold of him. So it's, but again, I'm not quite sure what a sin bin is.
Was it an off day for you? Well, not half for you.
Yeah, it was difficult conditions there today. Obviously the conversion hitting the upright's inexcusable. I should put that over with my eyes closed. But I was pretty filthy at half time with a couple of my efforts in the first 40. But I knew all I needed to do was go out in the second half and just get on the front foot and get the team going. I wanted to be involved early and had a few runs early and some kicks which stayed infield, thankfully. And as I said, when your leaders are doing that, everyone follows, and I thought we did a really good job today in the second 40.
Craig, you must have been wrapped at half time, be only down 8-4.
Yeah, it was Barry. Like I say, with the amount of possession the Knights had, and especially the field position, as I said, I thought we defended pretty good in that first half. We had a little bit of trouble with Gagai there a couple of times, down the left hand side, but other than that, I thought we defended really good in that first half, and we had to, to only be down 10-4 when you've seen the possession and the field position they had was a real credit to our guys. And like I say, there was just a couple of things we need to fix up with the footy in the second half, and I thought we did that, and we just ground away and got the result at the end.
So what about Jordan McLean? He's 22, is he?
Yeah, I think he played 22 years ago. No, he's had a few hamstring problems, major hamstring problems, but this year he's he's been pretty free of those. He had a bit of a scare early in the year, but I imagine that would have been his 5th or 6th first grade game. Might be a little bit more, but he's just getting a little bit better and better every week. He's starting to understand what his role is a little bit better, and starting to get used to the pace of the game as well. It's hard for those real big guys when they're young, to get used to the pace of the game, but it looks like he's he's starting to work that out. And as you say, he's a big guy, and he's hard to handle.
But overall, with the finals not that far away, you'd be pretty pleased with the sort of form you found, wouldn't you?
Again, I think the last 3 weeks, we've been in reasonable form, pretty good form, and that's a pretty good thing this time of year. What I was happy about today was, just our attitude, to be quite honest, and our ability just to hang in and grind away. Like last couple of weeks, we've won in different circumstances, in different situations have been thrown before us. But I just thought it was a different situation today. We were sort of behind, for obviously all the first half and a bit of the second half. But and then the Knights, drew even again. But like I say, we just didn't didn't panic. We just kept grinding away, and we kept our defensive work rate up, and worked out well for us in the end. So, you know, to play a few games this time of year against tough opposition and experience in different circumstances, you know, is a good sign. You know, it seems as though we're sort of handling, you know, most things are getting thrown at us at the moment.
Cameron, possibly the last time tonight you played Danny Dearest in your career. How do you sort of look back on that over the last few years?
Yeah, it's odd. You know, with Danny going overseas for a few years, I haven't had the opportunity of playing for a while, but I guess looking at, you know, the first 10 years of my career, yeah, he was a guy that I always looked up to as a dummy half, and a guy that I spent a lot of time watching vision on to try and improve my game, and you know, try to take his game, you know, apart bit by bit, and sort of look at ways I could add that to my game to make me a better player. So I guess in a way I could probably thank him for helping me become the player I am. But yeah, the thing that stands out to me is he's just a wonderful competitor. He's a wonderful asset that our game's had for a long time, and particularly up here in Newcastle, where obviously one team in town where, you know, a lot of kids look to him for inspiration, and he's a wonderful bloke off the field too. You know, anyone you'll ever speak to that's played alongside Bedsy, you know, they haven't got a bad word to say about him, and he's been a champion of our game for a long time, and you know, it's great to be able to play in his 250th. Obviously, it's nice to get a win as well, but I think you know, no matter how they finish this year, he'll go out a champion. So it was obviously a privilege to play against one of the greatest, you know, dummy halves that'll ever play our game, and a guy that I shared a great rivalry with for a long time.
The good thing about Bedsy, you know, I don't know him as well as a lot of people, but I've had a little bit to do with him. You know, he's as Cameron said, he's a wonderful competitor, but I don't think I've ever met a more humble bloke that's, you know, in that position that he is. You know, he's admired by everybody that plays with him and against him, but like, he's just so humble and down to earth that, you know, he's a real credit to our game, and obviously a real credit to his family and the Knights.
Craig mentioned Dane Gagai. Justin Hodges has been out for a while now. Do you think he could show the form that could potentially make him a Queensland contender next year?
Yeah, I think anything's possible for Dane. He's a wonderful player, and you know, both games we played on this year, he's been high on the list of guys that we've looked at and that we need to sort of, you know, try and contain, because you know, he's very dangerous with the footy. He's been a great player, you know, since he started playing with the Broncos. But we're pretty lucky. You know, we got a couple of guys sort of playing well in that position. Obviously, earlier in the series, Justin O'Neill come in as 18th man for the third game. Will Chambers was there as well. I think Will Chambers had a fantastic season this year. So, you know, we've probably got 3 or 4 guys that are putting their hand up with Hodjo out, but you know, we'll just have to wait and see. Obviously, Hodjo's dealing with a pretty serious injury. You know, who knows, if he does the right sort of training, he might be able to get back early. But if not, we got a few guys there that are pretty good footballers, and they'll be wanting to put on a maroon jersey for sure.
Thanks, mate.